From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weekend weather.
Fred Gossage in here for Brian Wilson on this Saturday morning with your latest forecast update. We're going to let Brian get a little sleep this morning so he's not having to be here all day today and all night tonight watching the storms. Brian will be back live today at noon with an update on the severe weather as well as monitoring severe storms later this afternoon and tonight with us. As of today, here's your hour-by-hour forecast. Mostly cloudy through today. A few breaks of sun here and there, especially late morning and midday. That warms us up into the upper 60s. A few spots could very well get into the lower 70s, however. A few isolated showers or a rumble of thunder through the morning and midday. Spotty in nature, however, the better chance of strong to possibly severe thunderstorms starts around 2 p.m. this afternoon with the possibility of those scattered severe storms, and that continues on through the evening until around 10 or 11 o'clock tonight, and then lingering non-severe rain and thunderstorms continuing on past midnight. We'll detail the forecast here going forward. The overnight update from the Storm Prediction Center maintained a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather across the entire viewing area here in yellow. They will update that here within the next hour or so, and if there are any changes, we'll have that on social media. And then Brian's back at midday live with another update at noon. But as of now, a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather, the standard risk level for all of the viewing area, and that does include some potential for a few tornadoes being possible this afternoon, in addition to the possibility of damaging straight line winds of 50 to 60 miles per hour. A couple storms may produce up to quarter-size hail, in addition to the potential for some localized street flooding. Again, this is a threat this afternoon in through the overnight hours. I think the threat starts as early as 2 o'clock this afternoon and goes until roughly around 11 o'clock or so, and there may be more than one round of thunderstorms. We're starting mostly cloudy this morning. By 8 o'clock, most of us into the lower 60s. A strong south wind gusting today, possibly as high as 20 to 30 miles per hour, even away from thunderstorms. A few breaks with sunshine by the midday and early afternoon. That warms us into the upper 60s and lower 70s. And then by 2 or 3 o'clock, we'll be watching out here across northwest Alabama, southern middle Tennessee, northeast Mississippi for the potential for a few of these individual thunderstorms that may have the potential to go severe. If they do, they could possibly be supercells, and we'll have to watch for some degree of a tornado threat. This is not a big tornado outbreak or anything like that, but there could be a few of those individual storms with a tornado threat this afternoon. I think that threat, if it materializes, and that's a question mark, but if it materializes, it will start as early as 2 o'clock this afternoon, going on through about 8 p.m. before the main line moves into the area. A lot of the severe thunderstorm threat today with this afternoon potential round hinges on what the low-level winds do near the surface. If the winds are more out of the southwest, there's not as much lift in the lower part of the atmosphere to get storms to be strong enough. And then also there's not as much change of wind direction with height to get them rotating to possibly produce a tornado. So the more southwest the winds are, the lower the severe weather threat might be today, and it might be a case where it doesn't perform to full expectation. However, if storms start developing this afternoon and they run into an area where the winds in the low levels are more southerly than southwesterly, that will cause more lift in the atmosphere to make the storm stronger, and that will also mean there's more turning of the wind with height that makes them more favorable to rotate. So if we get these individual storms here this afternoon and they run into an area where the surface winds are more southerly instead of southwesterly, that may increase the chance for a few of them to possibly produce tornadoes. We'll watch that carefully. I think by 7, 8 o'clock, the main line of thunderstorms starts coming in from the west with a threat of heavy rain, gusty winds, and maybe a spin-up tornado or two. However, even into the early evening, 7, 8 o'clock, we'll have to watch out ahead of that line for maybe these individual storms, and you see more of a southerly wind component. That means they could be rotating. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, the storms start pushing on east of the area, especially by 11 o'clock in terms of a severe threat. However, even past midnight, likely some heavy rain and thunder here before it tapers off toward daybreak on our Sunday with cooler air moving in behind that cold front. We're talking about only upper 40s for daytime highs on our Sunday. So you have to have a plan in place today before a storm threatens. You can't think about this when a storm is 5 minutes away. If you don't already have a severe weather plan in place, you need to think about that this morning, and you do have time before storms possibly grow stronger later today. You need to have multiple, reliable ways of hearing warnings because any system can fail, so you need redundancy. The baseline is a NOAA weather radio. That's those radios that tune into the National Weather Service broadcast. If a warning is issued, they sound a really loud alarm in your home. Those are really good because they can wake you up out of your sleep at night. Whereas if you try to rely on a siren outdoors 3, 4, 5, 6 miles away, that's probably not going to wake you up at night. And this threat will continue into the after dark hours, so that is a concern. Also, those wireless emergency alerts built into your smartphone, make sure those are turned on today because those are not just Amber alerts. They tone out for tornado warnings as well. And then there's also our free Tennessee Valley weather app, and we'll talk about that here in just a moment, how you can get that if you don't already have it. You also have to know where your safe place is going to be before the storms threaten. You have to know that early today before the storms ever threaten. You don't wait until the last minute and then try to scurry around trying to find a shelter place. You won't have time to seek shelter before that storm hits you. So if you don't already have a designated shelter location, think about that this morning. And as you think about it, go through those basic tornado safety plans rules we all know. Small room, bathroom, hallway, closet, lowest floor of a site-built home that's built onto a foundation. Interiors, away from the exterior walls, as close to the middle of the building as possible. Staying away from windows, staying away from sliding glass doors. You also have to leave mobile homes and vehicles if you're threatened by a tornado. These are not safe to be in during high winds or a tornado. That's not a knock on mobile homes. I've lived in one for the first 34 years of my life. They are great affordable housing. They're not safe in high winds and even smaller type tornadoes. You have to plan ahead of time where a sturdy structure is going to be that you're going to shelter in if a warning is issued later today. And then also something you have to think about is how to protect your head and neck from flying debris. We've learned over the years in tornado situations that the main way that people are injured and hurt in tornado situations is because of being injured from flying debris hitting them in the head and neck area. So something as simple as a $5 bicycle helmet from Walmart can possibly save your life on a tornado day if your home is struck by a tornado. And that's not just today alone, that's any day. And we have to think about this because severe weather is a regular occurrence and way of life here in the Tennessee Valley. Our tornado season runs from November to the end of May, but we can have these things happen all 12 months of the year. And it's not unusual for these to happen in the fall and the winter months. It's happened every year since tornado records were first kept, and even before then. This is nothing unusual. You have to think about all this, and you have to think about it ahead of time, not just on the big scary tornado outbreak days, but even on these low end days where most people won't see anything happen, but one or two storms could get out of hand. It does not have to be a big scary tornado day for it to be a danger to you. That's why even these marginal type days, you have to take those seriously as well. The best way to stay in touch with us, if you're away from your television or your computer, is the free Tennessee Valley weather app. Keep in mind, we are on social media. We are on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, YouTube, and Apple TV. And you can watch us online. But if you are having to shelter in your shelter location, or if you're away from those stationary devices and all you have is your iPad or your smartphone, this is a great way to stay in touch with us. It's completely free. You can either scan the QR code here on the screen, or you can search your app store for Tennessee Valley Weather. It's a 100% free download, and it will always be free to you. It has the Viper interactive radar, where you can track storms with us on radar all the way down to street level mapping. You have an hourly and 7-day forecast that not only is for where you live, but if you go on a business trip out of state or you go on vacation, it will follow you. If you want to set an address to monitor for your workplace, your church, your mom's house, something like that, you can monitor multiple locations. It also gives push notifications for watches and warnings. And what may be critical today, if we do have severe weather, there is a built-in live streaming link so you can watch our 24/7 all local digital weather channel. The reason why that's important on a day like today If you have to shelter in your safe place, this is how you can watch our live streaming severe weather coverage without being around your smart TV. You can watch our live coverage built into the app automatically on your smart device. Again, that's a completely free download, really handy on days like today. Now, after today, we have cool weather behind this cold front. Near 70 in most places by this afternoon, but into the upper 40s for daytime highs Sunday and Monday. And then we start moderating back toward the low to mid 50s through the rest of the week. Quiet weather after today, tonight, and showers ending Sunday morning. Here are the rain chances. A good chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms by this afternoon, showers this morning. A 100% chance of rain and thunderstorms coming this evening and tonight. Showers possibly lingering into the morning hours of our Sunday, but all the severe weather long gone by then. And then the rain chances dry up as we head through next week all the way through Friday. So after we get through today and tonight, we're quiet here for the next several days. Forecast highs for today, upper 60s across pretty much the entire area, but a few locations could very well hit the lower 70s by the early afternoon. And then as the cold front moves in overnight, falling down toward the mid to upper 30s behind the front over southern middle Tennessee, upper 30s and lower 40s over northwest Alabama. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. If you've been watching for that, strong severe thunderstorms possible this afternoon and tonight, showers ending early on Sunday, and then we're back to quiet weather for a large part, if not all, of next week. Once we get past showers ending tomorrow morning, no rain chances on the board all the way through at least Friday. There's a look at your latest 7-day forecast. Brian Wilson's in the Weather Center live today at noon with another update to the severe weather threat. And then we'll have the Weather Center staffed and ready to go with the live coverage this afternoon and tonight should those severe storms materialize and threaten the area.